Hi guys, so I'll be going live with my friend Manju Pachisia. Just waiting for her to join in. So she'll be coming soon. How are you guys doing? How's the Hi Manju, I see her here. Let me call her. Let me get her here. So nice of all of you to join in. Waiting for Manju. Hi Manju.
Hi,
So nice to
Shraddha.
see you.
Yeah, hi. Nice to be here with you.
Yes, so nice. And I'm just seeing a few people are joining in, and we'll get some more people to join us. Till then,
Yes.
I'm really, really happy. In fact, I'm so happy to see a dear friend with me online. And the whole day, I have just kept on going, thinking that I'm going to have a very positive chat and, clarity of the mind in the evening. So,
Let's hope we make this session, we exchange ideas and we understand, that how
yes,
important, the emotional wellness is all about.
yes,
So I
yes,
think people are joining in. Yeah, even I can see on my screen.
yeah, yeah.
So lockdown, how you are spending time in lockdown, Shraddha?
Well, been doing a lot of things, continuing my hobbies, all the things I always wanted to do. Actually, exercising at home, I've never done. So, exercising, but the things I've not ever done is cooking, and I'm really enjoying cooking, painting, and that's it. Spending a lot of time with my daughter, working out at home. But cooking is keeping me really busy, and I really never knew that I could cook so many dishes and, bake. So, that's nice. And I can see a few people are still coming in. We can give them a few more minutes. But yeah, what
Yeah.
have you been doing? I'm sure people are juicing you
Uh,
out to get the benefit.
Yes, this situation has taken a real
I know.
toll on
I
people's
know. Yeah.
emotional balance. So people want to talk, people want to share, people want to understand. And
Right.
it's better, if you get to talk with someone who is qualified, it makes, really things easier for you to handle. So
Yes.
yes, people are connecting, yeah, and trying myself also hard, to get this awareness, amongst everyone that it's really required, don't suppress your emotions, talk about them, share your emotions, talk to anyone, whosoever is close to you, near you,
Right.
because
So
this
by talking it
situation,
helps,
yeah,
right? Talking really, really helps.
yeah, talking really helps. Talking helps, and active listening helps. And generally, Shraddha, what happens, active listening is a skill. Again, generally, you will talk to anyone. You'll pick up your phone and will talk to anyone. But the kind of listening, a trained professional would give you or can do that, it's really different experience altogether.
I
Active
agree.
listening is very important, even as a mother, when you are with your children all the time around, whatever
Yeah.
they are speaking to you just now, they also have a lot of things, changes in their routines and in their lives. So they are also trying to say something which you have
Yeah.
tried to, filter it out and understand. And that can be achieved through active listening,
Sure, sure. Right.
mindful listening. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's the most important. Hey, I'm just going to turn on my screen recorder. Just 1 second. Give me a second.
Yeah,
We are waiting. I'll just be
absolutely.
back in a second. Yes.
Yeah, please.
So I'd forgotten to switch it on in our discussion. And I can see our dear friend. Hi, Rashmi. Rashmi has joined us. Yeah. You
Yeah,
can
I can see my friends
share.
also too. Yeah,
It's nice that so many people want to come and discuss this the emotions we are feeling right now. We all are bundled up with so much and we don't know how to deal with it because
we
like
all are under a roller coaster ride, roller coaster ride. Yeah, you're
yes,
saying something. Yeah, please.
yeah. So, like you said that
Hmm.
it's important to be a good listener, because everyone wants to pick up the phone and talk, but nobody wants to listen. And if you are, and even if like being a like a proper professional listener, like I'm thinking that you're.
Actually, yeah, most of the time, you see people actually talking a lot, to other people. But you
Yes.
must have noticed, people have lot to share with you. Fine. So you don't know, when you will get your turn to speak. A normal conversation with a friend, a normal conversation. Everybody is dying to speak out their own feelings,
Yes.
through maybe a normal chitter chatter, but ultimately they are your emotions and expressions. So you want somebody to actually listen to you, that mindfully listening to you, that
Yeah.
what you are trying to say.
Right. And to guide you through that, because finally you just want a positive solution, right? All of us want that.
And believe me, Shraddha, no one can give us a solution. Even me as a trained professional, I don't have any solution for anyone.
Well, I
The
don't
work
agree
we
with that.
do, the work we do is more like, opening up your mind, clearing out your toxins, exactly the way you do with the physical health. The
Right.
physical health has been always our topmost priority, because
Mhm.
this is the body which is the outer image of ourselves. We need to, maintain it. We need to be healthy. We need to eat well. We need to exercise well. We need to look good. We need everything. But when it comes to our mind, when it comes to the emotional part of our side, sometimes, most of the times, we neglect it. And when there is a problem, then we realize that this muscle, which is the most important muscle in my body, outside my body, like, it's in the body, but you can't see it. That emotional muscle is so much required to be worked upon. So
Yeah.
it's a regular work which you need to do, not in the lockdown, before lockdown, after lockdown, during lockdown, all the
Yeah.
times, I feel.
Yes. Yes. So I see some people I hear, and I'm just going to give a brief introduction of yours, and then we'll start the question answers.
Yeah,
Should we do that?
please. Yeah.
Yeah. So for our viewers, Manju is a dear friend. Well, she's a counselor and she's a psychotherapist. She has been attached with Cornash Lifestyle Management School for the past 10 years. And she has a self-growth group called Bellamente, where people meet and discuss their issues. And she helps them understand human behavior in a structured format. So I'm really really happy that we have somebody to help us understand ourselves. And for me it has always been that I can't deal with a problem, and I speak to Manju, and she helps me in a way that I feel, oh my god, I realize that the problem is in my mind, and this is how I should work on it, and I'm not judgmental about the situation or people, and that is what I feel is required right now. So we all have been locked down for almost 2 months, and we are feeling happy, sad, bored, depressed, anxious, frustrated, and there's so many emotions within us. And everyone keeps saying be emotionally stable, but how much can you be emotionally stable? So can you tell us how do we deal with this? How much do you be emotionally stable?
Yes, Shraddha, it's actually very rightly said. Each one of us is going through a lot of emotional roller coaster. Sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're excited, sometimes you're very positive, sometimes you're really negative, angry, sometimes you're very uncertain, and then you are very anxious, very fearful. So it's very easy to say that you have to keep yourself stable, but we need to do a lot of work here. We need to keep our emotions, we need to express our emotions. Even if you are angry, even if you are rude, if you are frustrated, also, we need to take them out of our system. That is required. How to keep yourself stable is a $1 million question here, which you have asked. You just, you have to accept the reality. There are three views, there is something called optimism, realism, and pessimism.
Right.
Optimism is about, wow, like, everything is going to be all right. After 15 days, I'll be able to go out, I'll be moving around. My life will be back to the normal self.
Right.
Pessimism is about, ab to kuch bhi nahi hoga. I cannot do anything now. How the life will move on, how I will go, how will travel, how I will eat out, how I will party, how I'll do, so many other things which we are so much used to do. That is
Right.
called pessimistic behavior. Realism is that be realistic, accept what it is happening. It is happening to all of us. It's a fear of grief. It's a grief of actually losing your normal life. So we all are sitting on this grief. So all these emotions are coming. Realism is that accepting the reality and working on yourself. Work on yourself, release your emotions, talk to
So the
people,
approach
do
is being,
something. Yeah, adjust your sails. The storm is there, you are in the storm, but you have to work on your ships. You have not, the people who have really worked on their emotional health always was very mindful. They are also getting affected. So imagine the people who have never worked on their emotional wellness. They are really, really getting affected a lot. So there
right.
are two things, hope and faith. You can be hopeful, you can be, fear can be just we can just conquer fear by that, being hopeful and being the faith really adds a big element in that. Having faith means actually having that hope. Yeah, things are going to get better, I'm going to manage the things. These are
Right.
the feelings I can control, that I can
Right.
sorry, yeah, that I
Your
can
voice is
control whatever is outside my this thing periphery. Yeah.
right. But like many of us have had a very busy life before this. We've juggled between work, family, social gatherings, being great parents, and running businesses. And now there's suddenly this stop. Like, how do we accept this stop from such a busy life?
Yeah, we were living the life of hustle. The hustle culture was there, which was, my session a few days back also. So
Okay.
hustle culture from here to there, since, every nanosecond of your life was,
Can you
you
explain
know,
our viewers about the hustle culture?
the hustle culture is about when you think that every waking hour of your or every nanosecond of your life should be used, in a very constructive manner, in a
Right.
way which is it is profitable. The way we have defined success has made us, a slave of hustle culture.
Right.
From getting up in the morning, going to the gym, having your breakfast, dropping your kids, and then going for your work, again coming from work and doing some socializing, some coffee with your friends, and again in the evening your run, again some socializing, again something we never had the time to stop and think. And this hustle culture is actually stimulated by the trigger is the definition of success. You are successful if you can be better than someone, if you are successful if you are getting the best marks in the class, if you are successful if you are doing best in your business. So we have defined the success, and the success has become the hustle culture. So many people, many researchers and psychologists, they were working on this hustle culture, how to come out of this hustle culture. As it is, the pause theory was being discussed, and people were being mindful. People were trying to take a pause. People were trying to sit down, reflect. People were trying to meditate. People were
When
trying
I
to
get
slow their
free.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now nature has pressed the button pause. Nature said that you are going to rob me of my whole materials. My surface is you're not going to pass on any good thing to your
So this
generation,
is
coming
a
generation.
pause, not a stop. It's a
Yeah,
pause. Yeah.
it's a pause. Yeah, it's not a
Yeah.
stop at all. It's
Yeah.
just a pause. The hustle culture has come to pause. So nature can breathe, we can breathe, we can
Right.
reclaim, we can reconnect. Yeah. So
Okay.
this is the hustle culture is all about. And this pause is a lot of work for us to do. We are in the
Okay.
midst of this pause, and
Yeah.
which actually tells us a lot of things to we can do.
Okay.
Reflect on yourself, reflect on your introspect, reflect on your relationships. This time has been given to you to do
Right.
all these things. Yeah. There's
Okay.
one exercise I can share here. We can do that, during this time.
Okay.
There's something called, stop, start, continue. I think it's been a long time now. There are certain activities which we have done and we are feeling good about them. There are certain activities which we have stopped and we are feeling good about them. There are
Okay.
certain activities we are feeling, we were doing earlier also and we are doing now also, and we are feeling very comfortable about them. So I think
Okay.
one can make a list, these are the things I can start again. These are the things I can stop totally. These are the things I can continue.
So if
And
I'm
this
feeling
will
good
come.
about something, I should continue cooking, which I don't know if
Oh
I'll do
yeah.
after quarantine.
Again, you know
Yeah.
why we are seeing so many cooks all around, because cooking is also a therapy. It's a
Yes.
therapy. You know,
Right.
people create, food is something to play with. You are creating something, you are focusing on what you are creating. So
Yeah.
it's a art again, expression. The way we express through art, some people are expressing through painting, some
Right.
people are expressing through singing, some
Yeah.
people are expressing through cooking. So amazing it is, you know. It's a self-healing exercise. Yeah.
Okay, okay. And what about, could you tell us about anger, the emotion anger? There are so many times we get up and people say something to us, and we are really not in the greatest spirits these days. And something small could make us angry, or we have angry people around us. So, how do we deal with this emotion of anger within us and also from other anger from people?
Very well put, Shraddha. Anger is a very big issue just now. Everybody is locked down in a house. Everybody is a different personality. Earlier, you were never spending so much time with your closest of the people,
Yeah,
with your spouse, with your parents, with your kids. You know, the amount of time we are spending with them is a real big amount of time we are spending with them. So, of
okay.
course, we'll be angry at times, we'll be rude at times, we'll be frustrated at times. Anger is basically nothing. Anger is the basically bodyguard of suppressed emotions. Anger is just a release. When someone is angry, there is a basic, emotion underneath, which is suppressed. It is something which you must be, breeding in your mind over a long period of time. You have never worked on it. And now it is the time, any small trigger, and this just gets, out of your body, and you are angry. So some people have real, and I think you must have read it also,
Mhm.
domestic abuse, domestic violence. It's been on
Yes.
the topmost, just now.
Yeah,
So
I
why
read
this
that many
domestic?
couples are falling apart and many couples are coming together. So why is this happening and how do you work on relationships?
Yeah, relationships are most important at this time. Navigating your relationships is the best thing which you can do just now, because you have the time. You have the time to understand yourself first. When we talk about relationship, we always think that any kind of conflict is about, the other person or between two people. Whenever there is anything between two people, both of them are equal partners. If not equal, 50, 60, 40, 70, 30, but both of them are partners to that. So you just don't have to do anything. This is the time when you have to reflect, and you have to go inside, and you have to understand that what is my contribution to this state, why this is happening. So there are two things, which I have really found, which are really useful. Whenever how we communicate our feelings to others, it's like, simple example I'll give you. Your spouse is there. So your spouse is, someone telling the spouse, you are all day you are here, but you don't even have the time to sit with me. You are all the time
Yeah.
looking at your laptop.
So
Very
what's
normal
wrong with
statement. I think every what's wrong with it? It's a very general statement because people are
that?
doing that. Now,
Right.
there are two ways we communicate. One is we communicate from our wisdom, and one way is we communicate through our ego. So if
Yeah.
you are, always talking from your ego state of mind, you'll always say you never have the time. You are always sitting in front of the laptop. You are not
Yeah.
helping me. What are you doing? All the time you are talking to your friends.
Yeah.
But if you are rephrase it from the wisdom seat of the mind, then
Yeah.
you will say, this lockdown has given a lot of time to us. Once you finish your this thing, let's do something.
Yeah.
You have to create an activity. Just by saying people that you are not spending time doesn't help it. What you want to do,
And
express it.
you have to rephrase it and make it affirmative. Affirmative.
Exactly. Yeah. So ego and wisdom states are very important. Most of the time, we are so absorbed with ourselves, and we have this I know it all attitude. I'm really good. How can I, I cannot create a situation where there is a fight. The other person is always responsible. The other person triggers me. The other person is doing this. Other person is, it's not like that. So relationship with spouse, relationship with parents also. relationship. Parents, the elderly people around, in our houses, of course they are locked in, and they have never seen this. So imagine somebody in 70 plus or 75 having many medical condition and undergoing this phase of life will be very restless, very restless. So you just have to, basically you have to tell them how to occupy themselves little bit, in a different manner, make them internet friendly, make them do few Zoom calls, make them speak to their kids, play cards with them. So these are with the senior people you can do a lot of things. But mostly people always say that if I do so much for others,
Yeah.
generally, I think this question will be coming from you. If I'm all the time looking after my spouse, looking after my child, looking after my kid, because the kids also are undergoing a lot of issues.
Yeah. How
So what do
maybe
I
I
do?
tell you that I'm getting bored. Like I feel very like I have an only child, and I feel very bad when she tells me I'm bored. Of course, I play with her, but I feel like she's not getting to see her friends, or
Because
though.
as a human, for you also to create so many things for her, homeschooling, plus, extracurricular activities, they are
Yeah,
missing their friends, they are
yeah,
missing everything, their normal life. So they are, again, there is a sadness in them. So
yeah,
again, you have to, you are not superhuman. First, you
yeah,
have to work on yourself, only then you can work on them also. So important thing is about here I would like to mention is about self-care also.
yeah.
Take care of self, whatever activity which you like, please spend some time on that. It can
So
be
as you
anything
said of
creative.
activities, sorry to cut you. As you said of activities, that is why I just wanted to ask you there, because I know there are many people who are all out going, doing all their hobbies and everything, but there are many people who are feeling low in energy. They don't feel like gymming, they don't feel like cooking or whatever, pursuing their hobby, and obviously it does play on your